Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is your good pal Urflab, and I am happy to bring you the Week 3 battle against Nadia and the Atlanta Alterians. So, alright. Just okay, I guess 4 out of the 6 Pokemon that she was gonna bring in. I'm actually pretty proud of that. But anyways, Nadia brought a pretty good team here. She brought the Thundy. I have no idea what kind of Thundy set this is going to be. Literally anything. And then we got the Venomoth, the Mismagius, the Incineroar, the Goodra, and the Megalop. Of course she's going to bring that Megalop, and of course she's going to bring that Goodra. Like, that Goodra is just... it's terrible. Goodra is a fantastic Dragon type if you're itching for one, but, you know, I know it gets a lot of hate, especially in OU, or, you know, regular drafts, whatever you call them. But in this form of tier draft, like, it's a phenomenal Pokemon. So, I mean, I did come prep for that Goodra a little bit, but let me go ahead and just go over the team again. So we're bringing in the Mega Manectric, who's nicknamed a Hardy Bro. With the Volt Switch, the T-Bolt, the HP Ice, and the Toxic as well. And then you got the Heatran, aka Rikishi. It's carrying lefties with Toxic, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, and Roar. And this is a more specially defensive set, or a more overall defensive set, I should say, not just specifically specially defensive. And then you have the Zygarde, aka Triple H, with a Yachi Berry, Extreme Speed, 1000 Arrows, Coil, and Glare. Yeah, just remember, if you guys watch the Teambuilder, oh yeah, by the way, link for the Teambuilder down below. I know, finally, yay, I'm getting there, everybody. So thank you for bearing with me. But anyways, yeah. So this is a more defensive Zygarde set, so it's built to take hits and get a coil in, and boom, just hammer out those 1000 arrows, and every now and then an extreme speed with the possibility that Webs does not stay up, which brings me to our boy Kane, or Slurpuff, aka Kane, with a Citrus Berry, Drain Punch, Sticky Web, Play Rough, and Wish. This is also a defensive Slurpuff, with some attack investment in there just to kind of help me out to weaken some of our team. Yeah, with this, it's kind of weird. You don't really see, or at least I haven't seen many Slurpuffs with Wish in it, but I'm hoping it'll help me out in this game. This team really would appreciate a Cleric, but I just could not spare the space for Audino. I think that bringing in the Lee over the Audino definitely has benefited me a lot, especially considering that the Zygarde and the Manectric are pretty much the only two bonds that are capable of KOing many of our mons. So I think the Lee will be beneficial here to help me out with that. At the very least, cause some heavy damage with that. But anyways, let me get back to the sets here. And then we have the Misfrit next, aka the Undertaker. I think in the game it like cuts off, so it's just the Undertack, which I kind of do like a little more. But this Misfrit is carrying Lefty, Stealth Rock, Dazzling Gleam, Ice Beam, and U-Turn. And again, this is a more defensive Misfrit with some special attack investment to help me chip at her team, especially that Goodra and the Megalop. Dazzling Gleam, Ice Beam, and U-Turn. It's a lot, especially Ice Beam. Ice Beam does a lot to a lot of her mons here. And then hopefully keep that rocks up. That chip damage is important. And then finally, we got my boy Jeff Hardy, or the Hitmonlee, whichever you prefer, with a Citrus Berry, High Jump, Kick, Poison Jab, Bulk Up, and Rapid Spin. So yeah. And this is a more attacking nature. There is some Spadef investment in here to help it tank some of those special hits. I want it to get weakened, but I don't want it to get KO'd, so that's why we have the Citrus Berry, keep it healthy, and just immediately outspeed everything. Especially if I can bring it in on the I don't know, something like the Venomoth or something, you know? At least for this team for sure. The Mismagius as well, it can take a hit from that. But I mean, you guys will see how this battle plays out. But as always, I'll be commenting in the background. So let's get right into it. You are challenged by Pokemon trainer Nadia. Alright, I open up with the Hardy Bro. There is absolutely nothing wrong with opening up with the Hardy Bro. Especially considering she does not have immunity on the team. I can just Volt Switch all day unless this is a Scarfed Thunderous. Sorry, it's really not going to do it. And boom, the Intimidate hits there. Alright, so it's obviously not Scarfed. Wow, and that takes a ton. But it actually ended up taking less than I was expecting it. So when I was doing some calculations, I kind of figured it was a little more defensive. I was expecting more of a setup Thunderous. But you'll see what it is later on. But yeah, that Volt Switch actually did a lot more than I was expecting it to. Recalcs. But yeah, it's the Miss Briss and the Miss Maggie is here. Okay, this is really not an ideal situation, so I'm just going to get the F out of here. There's absolutely no speed investment in this mess sprint, and even if there was, it's not going to outspeed this thing. And thank God, I move into the Heat Trend, and that Toxic. I was expecting something else. I was just expecting an attack. Thankfully, it was that Toxic. It goes right into the Goodra. Okay, so here. All right, so I this turn, I think I had like 5 seconds left of this turn here. So what ended up happening was I was debating if it was going to be a Choice Specs or a or a banded Goodra. If it was banded, it's, you know, that Earthquake is will just destroy. So I mean, there was just a lot because it took me so long whether or not I was like, maybe I'll keep the Heat Trend in, maybe I'll call it bluff. Maybe the Slurpuff. Slurpuff survives a hit, and it threatens the Goodra out. And then I also thought of maybe switching into the Zygarde, but then there was also basically Draco Meteor is horrible to deal with, especially if it was Choice Specs. So I'm trying to think as to what I can do, and really the best play here I think was, and I still stand by this play, it was going into the Miss Sprint. But yeah, she sends out that Goodra. Sorry guys, I spaced out for a second. But yeah, I'm gonna take out that Rikishi and bring out the Undertale. Yeah, boom, Earthquake. Thank God. And I get some leftovers recovering here. So this is fantastic for me. This Goodra is poisoned. So she withdraws that thing. She's not letting it get weakened. So this thing is probably a bad Pokemon. So then we got the Stealth Rock up finally. Oops, sorry about the glitch there, guys. on this Mega Lock too. So yeah. So this thing, I think it goes for the return here. We'll see in just a second. Also, I just love how this looks with the fake out. Yeah, and that crit definitely. I think when I was doing the calculations, it was whatever at the time, or it's whatever now, I should say. Oh, those crits, man. See, I've always been somebody that's like, oh yeah, crits, they happen, which they do, but when you're so into the game, it's frustrating sometimes. But all we can do is just make the best of it. So I end up withdrawing that Miss Sprint, and yeah, that Dazzling Gleam did a ton. So I bring out the Slurpuff just to threaten it out because it will survive a return from this thing, giving me the Citrus Berry and an opportunity to set up the webs immediately here because this Slurpuff has enough speed investment to outspeed its lock with Unburning. So yeah, the Venomoth. Oh, the Venomoth. I was really hoping she wouldn't bring this, but definitely very, very smart of her to bring it in. So I finally get that webs up, so Alright, so we reduced the Lop's ability to outspeed everything on my team except for the Manetric, which is speed size with. But this gives it an opportunity to also set up T-Spikes. Which, I mean, I have the Jeff Hardy to help me out with that, but I decided to bring out the Rikishi to threaten out this Venomoth. And she does get both layers of T-Spikes up, which will be problematic. However, only one of my Pokemon, if everything goes according to plan, only one of my Pokemon will be affected. So, surprisingly, she goes for the Quiver Dance, and I went with the Dragon Pulse, expecting her to go into the Goodra. She definitely made the smart play by staying in with that Venomoth. I probably should have flamethrowered, probably should have saved that Dragon Pulse for later on. But yeah, I went for the Roar just because it does have the Quiver Dance up. Now that I think about it, the best play was definitely the flamethrower. Even if she did switch out, it would have damaged something. But I went for the Roar, hoping to get. But I mean, I went with the Roar in the hopes that I would get this Thundy out, and it did end up working out for me, at least in that regard. But defog on this Thundy. Like, I was actually very surprised. So I guess this is a more defensive Thundy, or at least some defensive investment on there. So I went for the Dragon Pulse again. It really didn't matter. I think it was like a 2% difference in damage between the flamethrower and that, I believe. But I don't even remember, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, it gets KO'd. So that Thundy's out of the way. It's gone, and I mean the field is clear right now. My rocks, my rocks, my webs, her T-Spikes, they're all gone now, unfortunately. So with the Goodra, obviously, then the Tran gets threatened out. Aqua Tail. So yeah, I mean, the Undertech, I mean, it's I love this Misfit, but it needed to be gone. It had so little HP. Now I'm regretting not bringing in that Healing Wish set. I wanted to bring Healing Wish on it, but this definitely, I don't know, it probably would have been a good one. So yeah, I bring out the Slurpuff to threaten out that Goodra, and I go with the Play Rough to do some damage here. Yeah, I'm bringing back the Slurpuff. There is going to be another opportunity for me to set up the webs. So I bring out the Lee, because the Lee gets 2 hit KO'd by this thing. Alright, sweet. I'm barely going to survive this. Like, there's like no chance for me to die. And then she gets the crit. The Lee, I would have been left with like at most 10 to 12 HP. Citrus Berry kicks in, get some HP back, and then just start high jump and kicking everything. So yeah, the Manetric comes back in and it destroys, just obviously destroys this thing. Like, oh man, T-Bolt on this Manetric is awesome. Barely any, not much investment in it either, and it's causing havoc. So again, so she switches out into the Goodra, which is a good choice. It contains Earthquake and it can take these hits, and so does my Slurpuff. And now I'm thinking that maybe she definitely could have stayed in with the Goodra. I think with the Earthquake, I definitely did not. I forgot to ask why she withdrew it. I mean, it was very likely just to save it for later on. But anyways, I get the webs up. We can send her over with the Drain Punch. I'm gonna sack this. I wanted to sack this thing. It's got webs up. Her removal's gone, and it gives me an opportunity to see what moves this Incineroar is carrying. I feel like Flare Blitz is pretty. What's the word? It's pretty common with these guys. It's mandatory. That's the word. Oh my lord. So I switch out into the Triple H, into this beautiful, beautiful dragon ground type, going for the coil. I actually was surprised that she ended up staying in with the Incineroar, but also I discovered that it also coil increases your accuracy. But she knocks out my Yachi Berry. Oh, unfortunately, which is totally fine. I mean, 1,000 arrows. I don't, with the investment that I had, I think it still probably would have one hit KO'd, but I wanted to set up the coil now. So she brings out this Miss Magius. So it's kind of weird. So yeah, I ended up switching out that Zygarde. I am not risking that Icy Wind. And this is actually one of her Z mods. Yep, there it is, see? So there's that whole thing. But, and then it freaking turns out it's actually not Icy Wind Z, but it is Z Memento. Thus lowering my attack and my special attack. So yeah, this Miss Magius is gone. No need to worry about it anymore, which I'm kind of happy about. And Rikishi, I mean, it's built to take the hits here. The best play probably would have been to stay in with the Zygarde, but like I said, I needed to save this Zygarde in case it came down to a Lop and a Gudra Lop matchup, which, yeah, I mean, that's literally what it is right now. So I should have switched into the Zygarde right then and there, or at least a Manectric. It definitely could have taken a fake out. But yeah, goes for the high jump kick. I just decided to sack this Heatran. Really not much else it's gonna, I mean, other than helping me out with the Gudra, but it's paralyzed. It's still gonna get outsped by that Gudra. That paralysis was a pain. So yeah, I decided to bring out the Zygarde. This could take the hits, so the move here was actually Glare. Whether or not it would have made a difference, I'm not sure, but I would have at least survived this Ice Punch. Unless it was adamant, but I believe I think I asked her, and I think she said it was a Jolly Nature. Lapati. So, yeah, I mean, it would have survived that hit. Should be down for that. Then I still would have outsped and had the boosted 1,000 arrows and possibly one hit KOing it. But yeah, here, the Gudra here, and had I predicted this switch, I would have gone for HP Ice, and I think, and yeah, no, it absolutely would have changed the outcome of the match. Oh, sorry guys, just ruined it for you. But yeah, let's see, check it out. So, Equake. So this thing has enough investment to survive an earthquake from it. Look at that. Beautiful. But look at this. Look at how close this is. See, look at that. Had I predicted that HP, had I predicted that switch, it would have been great. But I'm not even mad though about this match. It was so fun. It was so great. She's such a great trainer. And I absolutely played it. This is like, I'm proud of this. But yeah, I mean, it was an awesome match. So I'm very happy with it. And so yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.